with Omar. Special guest today. We've been talking for a while. We've been talking since last week. We started talking already, so we're kind of like back into the rhythm of it. Special guest, Alexander Galvez, owner of Century 21 in the Bronx. Alex, thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Well, Omar, I want to thank you for inviting me here to be part of this big thing that you're doing, and see you everywhere.
I am a big thing.
You are a big thing. You are a big thing, and you're doing amazing things.
I'm trying.
And educating people and bringing so much value. I want to thank you for coming to my office, too.
Absolutely.
I wasn't expecting you.
You got to. No,
I was
have
expecting
to.
you because I was, okay, let's invite Michael to come and give us a little training and things like that. But then when he said, oh, Omar is coming, I said, Omar is coming?
Yeah.
He told me, yeah, he's coming. Oh, that's great. That's excellent. You know, I wasn't asking for that. But because I know you're busy, you got a lot of stuff going on your plate. And I was happy that you showed up. And your mindset is different. I mean, your mindset is like my mindset.
Yeah.
And
that's why, and just full disclosure, that's why I invited you on the show. After I was talking a little bit there, we know of each other for the last 5 or 6 years.
Yes.
But I think that's the first time we actually sat down and engaged in a conversation.
Yes,
one-on-one.
like that, one-on-one.
Yeah. And that's kind of special. That's kind of what creates a connection.
Yes, because when I saw you, I came to the office. You sat down at the table. We're waiting for the agents, and as you know, it's hard to get agents at the office right now because everything is done from
post-COVID. Everything is remote. Yeah,
everything is remotely. So when I saw you there, that you came in and we're waiting for the agents, and I said to you, I mentioned to you, I said, Omar, it's hard to get these agents in the office because they busy, they're doing things, they want to work from home. Mm-hmm. And you said, don't worry, let's start right now. You are here. I came here for you to give you this information. I was like, this is the mindset, and that's what I do when I do my trainings at the office and my meetings. Mm-hmm. I start whoever is there. Even my secretary Virginia, as you know, she's there.
She's very nice. She's very nice.
Yeah. Great girl. Yeah. She's been with me for a long time. If she's the only one there, I'm gonna start my training with her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not for her, but I'm gonna do it with her. Because we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna do things.
Well, the big thing is, all right. So we're talking about discipline, right? We're talking about accountability, and we're talking about people like, if there's an appointment that's made and there's something of value being given to you for free, this is a pro tip right now. Show up. It's not costing you anything. You don't know what opportunities can come from that. You don't know if you're not usually in the room with somebody like that. Yeah, show up. You never know, right? Like if I have an appointment with somebody I've never been, I really kind of want to understand. Yeah, show up. And well, luckily you recorded it, and hopefully it gets out to them, and hopefully they get ideas of things that they have in their pipeline that they could make of use of the programs that we have. But I think I heard it somewhere. One person, there's a show. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah,
I read
one person, 100 people. Yeah. It's a show. You got to go on. You got to go on. Yeah.
I had some book that I read that's what it says. Always show up.
Yes.
You never know what is going to happen.
Yes.
And the agents that were there, they loved it.
Yeah.
Their
one already showed up. One already showed up for a meeting. We're talking about something in Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
So so some of the agents that went there, they got there a little late. They say, Alex, thanks God I came. You gave so much value to them.
That's great feedback.
Because there's many things that we don't know. And every time you go to a show, every time you go to a presentation, every time you go to a networking meeting, you always learn. So show up.
Yeah, there you go. He spoke to he's learning how to rock this stuff now. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about, because I think we have similar stories in terms of, I mean, obviously you're a broker owner of Century 21. You had United Realty before that. You were, I think, when I met you in 2017, 2018, at that point you were getting honored for an award for the most sales, right? And at that point you were an owner already, or you were an agent?
No, I was a broker. I've been always working, an active on sales. I've been always active on sales because I love it and I enjoy it. Mm-hmm. So that time, 2016, when Nancy Scovetti called me regarding.
Shout out to Nancy.
Nancy, thank you. So Nancy did my biography and everything, and I wasn't expecting that. Thank you so much for that. And she told me about 2016 that I was nominated. I was very, very surprised. I was shocked because I wasn't thinking. I didn't know about what I was doing. I was
just busy doing what you're supposed to be doing, right?
What I'm doing. She told me that, and then I was very, very impressed and happy. And all that stuff, and you got to get this, you got to do that, we got to do a biography. I didn't have a biography because I was just working and doing my things. Yeah. What people do, what we do, what we work. Yeah. And then 2017, she calls me again. She says, Alex, guess what? I was like, what? You are nominated again for the Bronx and
Westchester.
in Westchester.
Nice.
And I was like, you must be kidding me, because I thought it was a joke.
Right.
Seriously, I thought it was a joke. And she
Okay.
was like, no, Alex, you were nominated again. I was like, who? How?
Who's nominating me?
Yeah, who's doing this?
Yeah.
I'm not paying anybody for
Right.
this. So, so I was nominated again. I was very happy, and thanks, to Nancy for that, recognizing all the hard work, and that's what I've been doing. 2017, going back, I was still broke. I was coming from Galvez Properties, which
Okay.
was a small shop.
That was your spot?
Yeah,
Okay.
2 or 3 agents, Galvez Properties.
Right.
Everyone knew Galvez Properties. There were agents saying that they were asking me if I owned the MLS.
Really?
I don't know how I was getting so many listings, and it was also a mindset.
Right.
I told my secretary when she came to work for me.
Is that the same secretary that met?
Same one. She's been with me for
Wow.
about almost 10 years.
Look at that. Okay.
When I first started Galvez Properties, that I bought that office from John. His name is John Carrero.
That was in Middletown. Where is that now?
What is that right
Okay,
now?
Mayflower.
So when I went there, I was by myself, and then, I was bartending because things were bad, 2008, whatever, and I went back to bartend because I wasn't making enough money, but I couldn't do it. I was like, no, I just can't do it because I was a bartender a while ago.
I want to go
bartending.
back to that, but let's finish this story. Then
Yeah.
we'll go back into that.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was when I told my secretary Virginia, do me a favor. I want you to prepare. That was in January, December, and I said December. I said, so we're gonna prepare some exclusive right to sales. I order 25 signs, for sale signs, and I want you to prepare for me 25 exclusive right to sell. And
Contracts?
and contracts,
Right.
contracts. Prepare for me. Put up. My office was a mess. It was very small. Very, has like partitions everywhere. So I was on that. There was a table that nobody used, full of dust. I was like, put everything there.
Okay.
All these 25 exclusive right to sell contracts, because we're gonna get 25 listings. I ordered 25 lock boxes, and I ordered 25 for sale sign. So all the signs started coming in. She prepared everything for me. I was expecting to do that.
Right.
There was, you get like this, that you get what you expect, right?
Love it. Yeah.
So I
Yep,
decided
absolutely.
to do that because I was expecting to do a lot of business. So I
Right.
did that, and we got about 30-something listings that year.
Wow.
By doing that, by mindset, expectations
Yeah.
and things like that. It was a great experience, and that's when things started happening. And I said to Virginia, because she was recommended by somebody, I said, Virginia, to be honest with you, I cannot hire you right now.
Right. This was when, 2017, 2016?
2016.
Okay.
I cannot hire you right now because like 2016 around 2015. I cannot hire you right now because we are starting this business here,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But she was sent by a friend, and she said, Virginia said to me, don't worry, Alex, let's do what we have to do. And I looked at her. I was like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Yeah, whatever you can do for me, let's do it. I'm not doing anything at home."
Wow.
Virginia doesn't know anything about
Real estate.
putting listings and things like that. I had to teach her
Everything. Yeah.
everything,
Right,
everything.
right.
But she's my
From the
right
ground
hand,
up, right,
my
from the
right
ground
hand
up.
in the office.
Okay.
So she was there, and I said to Virginia, I looked at her eyes and I said, "Don't worry, Virginia, we're gonna do big things." And when I said that to her, she got excited.
Right.
So I said, "Here's the keys. Here's the copies of the keys. You can start working with me
For the
right
office.
now."
Yeah.
And that's how everything started. But when
Really?
you have somebody that believes in you next to you,
Yeah.
because she saw it, she saw the vision.
Mm-hmm.
I said to her, "We're gonna do big things." So we did big things with United Realty.
Yeah.
We went to 65 agents
That's crazy.
in about a year. And that was big because it was 100% commission and this and that. But I didn't find, COVID came in,
Yeah.
and I started thinking, because when COVID came in, that's when everybody started thinking about, okay, what am I doing here?
yeah.
So I noticed that there was something missing on United Realty, URR, because the agents were coming, but they were not part of the culture. They were part of my community. They're
Okay.
just there for the money.
Okay. Okay.
So I didn't see these people. I
Yeah.
didn't know what they were doing, and
So you had like almost like mercenaries, right? Not even no son soldado. They're not part of
they're not part of it.
the army. They're just for hire, and then you don't know what they're doing. And obviously, as a broker, you're liable for anything anybody's doing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
So, and also, I was working so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I was working so hard because what I was doing was just writing checks.
Yeah.
No, everyone was thought I was crazy by doing that. But how do I know? I know there are big companies like that are doing this 100% commission, but you have to be really big in order to work.
Right.
So you have thousands of agents. For me, it didn't work because 65 agents, and as usually it's 10% to 15%. So 10% that are doing business. You
Yeah.
can have 100 agents, but
Yeah.
10 of them
Are
will
doing
be
the
the
most
one
80% of the business.
bring 80% of the business.
Absolutely, yeah.
So 20 or 80% of it is that's what they're doing. So I was like, let's make a change over here, and that's when I was reached out by Century 21.
They reached out to you.
They reached out to
Okay.
me.
Okay.
It took me about 3 months to think
To
about
decide,
it because
yeah.
it's a big risk.
Yeah.
I know the agents were gonna leave.
Right.
I knew they were gonna leave, but I was like, "Well, you got to make the change.
Right.
Change has to be made."
Mhm.
But after I saw the value in the company, 50 years around, the leaders of the company, how they do things, and I was admired Century 21, even though I was, I saw Remax and everything, but Century 21, there's something about this company that always attracted me. But I never thought I was going to end up with Century 21.
Okay.
So after that, after making that decision, and I saw everything that they offer and the systems, the leaders, and all that stuff, and how they structure. That's when I decided to say, you know what, this is a good move.
Feel like
And
it's a good fit for you.
yeah, it was a
Right.
good fit.
Right.
It goes with my values.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the reason, one of the reasons why I did it. And that was it. It was history. All the, some agents left and everything, and I understand that's part of the business.
Yeah.
But right now we got to the core where we have the agents that I really love,
Okay.
that I really enjoy. Because I had, I really, I'm conscious about energy
Mm-hmm.
and the surrounding. For me, that's very, very important.
Yeah. A lot of people don't understand that vibration and stuff like
Yes.
that. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Because there's some people go to the office and you feel it, like a negative energy, right? And so if you're conscious about it and you're the leader, you have to cultivate a culture, right? And the way to do that, unfortunately, sometimes is omitting some people. Like, oh, you're not a good fit here. And I've had that conversation on my side. I don't know if you've had that conversation on your side, but look, I don't think it's a good fit. Or maybe luckily, if you're lucky, they just leave, right? They don't even tell you, they just leave. And sometimes that works out better that way anyway. You don't want people, there that don't want to be there or just don't have the same value system because
Yeah.
obviously it creates friction.
Exactly. So, if you go to the office and it's like being home and you don't feel comfortable in your own home,
Right.
there's something wrong.
Yeah.
What's going on here? So, but I'm a great believer. I really believe in God, and I believe that He always does good for you. You just gotta pay attention.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I'm very blessed. I just gotta ask God. Sometimes he moves too fast for me. I ask something today, he's here tomorrow, and Virginia can testify that about my whole career, about how I said I would like this, and it's happening right away the next day.
Nice.
So for me, I don't act fast or anything like that because I have to put everything I gotta present everything to God, and I gotta wait for Him. So before I used to run and do this and make decisions very fast. I don't do decisions that fast anymore. I had to wait for that answer to say yes, go ahead and do it. And I said to God, I want you to. I want to remove. I want to be. I want to minimize my office in terms of agents numbers to the ones that I really want to work with, to the ones that are really loyal to me, to the ones that I really want to be part of the team, part of the culture, and that's what I wanted it. Moving from 65 agents to let's say 25, 30 agents right now, and out of those 25, most of them are part-timers and things like that, but you have with you, let's say 15 lawyer good agents that if you need anything, they're there for you.
Right.
And I'm there for them all
It's
the
almost
time.
like an extended family.
It's like an extended family.
Yeah.
And it's let's say I was thinking, like if anything that I do, they have to be part of it. And the reason why I did the change is because of them. Because being a broker, you have to do everything. You have to pay the bills even when there's nobody's producing. It's coming out of your pocket.
Still, the bills are due every month, no matter what.
Yeah. So you have all these kids with you, all these agents with you that are working with you, that are part of a family, and you got to look out for them. And it's like looking up from the top and you see who's actually missing, where this person is at in terms of knowledge, in terms of education. How are you gonna get these agents motivated to do the things that you are doing? Because my thing is like I want all of them to do as good as I am or better
Right.
as I'm doing. Better than me is great.
Right.
I'll be so happy. But it takes time because of the mindset. Getting these agents to understand that you're gonna have to do the activities, you have to learn the systems, you have to show up, you have to do this, you have to do that. Even though you said to them all the time, you cannot stop telling them because there are some of the agents they still have employee mentality. They don't think about investing,
Right.
right? They said spending. You're not spending, you're investing in your business.
Yeah.
So if you have a grocery store, you got to have liquor, you got to have this, you got to have rice, you got to have all this stuff. But because it's your business, you got to pay insurance, you got to pay rent and all that stuff. If you present it to an agent that is has the employee mentality and not an entrepreneur mentality, they're going to think that I'm spending money. I don't want to spend that money in there.
Right.
And they will have a little money that wouldn't put in there without knowing that you have to invest in your money. You have to invest money to make money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And those are not, like I was telling you before, my wife goes crazy with me because she wants to kill me because I like to invest in my business.
Right.
And I like to try things all around.
You have
like,
to.
Like I have somebody that works for me in the Philippines. She makes phone calls for me. And I have to see, I buy this program. It's called Time Doctor. I don't know if you know it.
No. Okay.
So Time Doctor checks the time that she checks in.
Okay.
The screenshots when she's working. At the end of the week, I know how many hours she worked.
Right.
I
It's
know
like a
she
punch
was-
card.
Yeah.
Right,
I
right.
know she's working. I know she's not working. I know what she's doing, all that stuff. So that all comes from there. So having systems. There are people over there that I know that I look up to them because they have amazing systems. And these are my people that I look at. I was like, wow, one day I want to be like this person. I'm
Right.
in the process, trying the best systems and everything. It's like when you're doing flips and things like that, you got to have the team set up. You
Right.
got to have the people that are going to do the
Yeah,
work.
because time is money.
Time is
right?
money.
Time is money. Exactly.
So you could lose. You could have an amazing deal that you could make $150,000 to $200,000 on a deal. If you don't have the right people,
if it takes too long, you're eating up your profit. Yeah,
and if you don't
absolutely.
have the right people,
you can't do it. You can't pull it off.
everything you lose everything.
Yeah.
And it happened to me.
It did.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
It happened.
Where, in Connecticut?
It happened in New York.
Oh, in New York. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
And
but-
New York is the most expensive state,
Yeah,
right?
so
Yeah.
but it is part of the process. It's part
Yeah.
of the experience, part of that's part of things that you got to go through to learn. And for me, these experiences that I lost a lot of money. For me, this start really.
Well, those are the lessons you
education.
never forget,
You never forget.
right?
Those are the ones
Look
that
at
you
'em.
learn the most from.
Yeah,
the ones
your losses.
the losses, the big losses. Sometimes the headaches, the problems. That's when you learn.
Yes.
Because now you prepare to do other bigger things.
Yeah, yeah. And
That's
you
what
also know not to make that same mistake, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And what people don't understand is that once you take a serious loss, like you develop a different type of attitude because you really don't want to, like, there's a saying that if you pay attention. So if you pay and you lose, you really pay attention. You're like, oh shit, what did I do? You try to break it down. Where did I mess up, right? Because obviously everything starts with you because you have to figure out if it all went right, you'd be like, yo, I did this, right? So if it goes wrong, you're like, yo, I did this. I got to figure out what I did and how to fix it so we don't repeat the same mistake. It's almost like looking at history, right? You look at history so you don't repeat itself.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, they would shy away or maybe even not admit that. And I think admitting the losses is fine. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's a scorecard, right?
Yeah.
You can't always win. If you always won, then you wouldn't even know how good it feels to win, right?
Exactly.
If you always won.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So success is made of small successes, like they say. So
Right.
you got to go through a lot. To get a team together, to gather the right people, it takes years. It takes time because you got to go through a lot of people.
Yeah. For every 100 people you meet, I would say, and this is me personally, I feel I meet 2 or 3 people of value, or like people that really kind of they stick,
They
right?
stick.
Out of 100 people.
Yes.
So that's the thing. People don't understand. Oh, but I don't want to. I get it. Yeah, but out of 100 people I meet, maybe 2 or 3 people. Me and you sitting down now, 6 years later, right? I was at your office last week, but it takes time. We're all kind of in the same circle. We're kind of seeing what each other is doing, but until we intersect, there's an opportunity where we can be, synergistic then all of a sudden it changes, right? Like
Yeah.
we accomplish something together, then all of a sudden the relationship becomes solid,
Solid.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
There are people. I was thinking about a lot yesterday. You know, while I'm sometimes meditating in the morning or at night, you meditate about how your life is going and things like that. The people that come around you, like think how things happen. And I was like, why? How come I'm going to see Omar? I'm gonna Omar, invited me to his program. That's for me that's a privilege. I felt like, wow, this is really good. But other people will say, I'm afraid to be on camera. I don't want to do it. I don't feel secure and things like that. But I learned through experiences in life that whatever comes to your plate, you don't know when they're gonna come, and you gotta take advantage of it.
Yeah.
You gotta do it, and like it's like I was telling before. You work helping a buyer, and a buyer probably is buying a house for $100,000. You don't know what's out there. You don't know what's gonna come after that.
You know where that relationship will lead.
Yeah,
because
you
it's
don't know.
not about that transaction. Because honestly, if you do the dollars don't make sense for it for the amount of work you do. So some things you do for the love. That's a great segue into what I want to talk about now. We talked about this before at your office, and I'll give you a little bit of my side of it. So when I bought my first house on Pilgrim Avenue, which is
Where?
Pilgrim Avenue,
Pilgrim,
right?
okay.
I bought my first house. I knew some people in the industry. I had a liquor store. I had a liquor store and a nightclub. That's what I was before I was in banking. Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I had a liquor store in 1999 on 159.
What was the name of the club you had?
Candela Lounge on Castle Hill. Castle Hill.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was where I came from, right? So anyway, my wife is pregnant, and I'm like, yo, we're renting. My mom doesn't speak English. My stepfather just left, so they broke up. So I'm 21. No, I was 24, 25. I'm with my wife, and I'm like, I got, we're living in my mom's house, and I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna move out. And she's like, what are you gonna do? I was looking at co-ops in Pelham Park. I didn't know anything. I was just looking. And then one day, Mommy says, pero ¿qué va a pasar conmigo? So I was like, all right, let's buy 2-family. You're in? She goes, I'm in. Okay, let's do it. So I go to my accountant. I'm like, hey man, Lenny, if you know anybody, I'm selling 2-family. This is how I just start blabbing. Oh, the girl that works for me, Maria, she's a part-time real estate agent. She's the selling agent, right? She's the listing agent. I'm using this term on purpose because I want to illustrate certain things about what's happening with this whole buyer agent thing. So I go see the property. It's right around the corner from where I live. It's a small 2-family. It's 900 square feet. That's how small it is. But it was cool. It was me, her, my son. It was a 2-story duplex, 2-bedroom with dormers. My mom's apartment had 2 bedrooms for her and my sister, a little backyard. Perfect. We're coming from a 3-bedroom apartment. It was great. So I do the inspection because I know about the inspection. I got the insurance from the guy who does my car insurance. I just did a lot of things out of local. I don't think I did anything wrong, but if I had a buyer's agent, it would have been so much easier. Now, I'm resourceful, right? I say that. Yeah. I'm resourceful, so I was able to make it happen. But it could have made it a lot easier if somebody was like, hey, man, this is what you got to do first. This is what you do second. This is what you got to do third, right? Like when I went to first get my loan, I went to Norfolk Bank that used to be on, I don't know if you remember, on Crosby, across the street from the karate school. And they were just like, I had my checking accounts there. So I was like, hey, I want to get a loan. You guys see my deposits, I got $50,000. I told them, and I have like a 740 FICO. And everybody in America, this is 0405 guys. So everybody in America is getting loans, right? People like fucking, if you have a pulse, you got a loan. So she goes sit down, she opens this book, and she starts flipping the pages. She's asking me questions. Yeah. No idea what the fuck I'm answering. I'm like, okay. She like, do you do it? Yeah. She asked me a few questions anyway. Then she closed the book. She says, we can't help you. So I was like, fuck, okay. So then I called my boy, Chris, shout out to Chris, who was a closer at a bank, a mortgage bank. I didn't know the difference back then. This is 0405. I said, yo, Chris, man, everybody and their mother's getting loans. This lady just told me I can't get a loan. So I have this FICO, I have this. He's like, oh, hell yeah. So anyway, he put me on to this guy named Milton, who's probably out of the business already, from Countrywide. Get on the phone with him. I tell him, look, man, this is what I have. This is what I want. I want a 30-year fixed rate. I knew that term. I want a 30-year fixed rate. Rate was 6.875. Back then, I was like, all right.
What was the interest rate?
6.875. Okay. 6.875. Because remember, they went down, and they're coming back up to where they're at. 6.875, 30-year fixed. Boom. He goes, bet. He goes, what's the FICO? I told him FICO. How much money you put down? So I put 10%. Perfect. It all worked out, right? So we end up finishing. I'm going to fast forward now, and I want to hear your story. I had a client right now. We just closed on it Friday. It was my wife's client. I was just in the background helping.
Yeah.
House was for 1.1 million. Seller's agent was paying 1%.
Okay.
And I'm like, the seller's agents at that point, when I see that, and I'm not going to say the person's name, but I see that, I feel like they're almost trying to discourage buyer's agents from showing it. It's almost like maybe a unconscious, or rather an underhanded way to kind of like not let, like, because buyer's agents either, so, legally speaking, a buyer's agent can charge a buyer a commission, and get paid by a seller's a listing agent commission. That's totally legal. But if you know a client, or if you have a buyer that doesn't have a lot of money, or doesn't make a lot of money,
you wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it. So we didn't do it. So we didn't do it. But it goes to show, like, it was a big investment. They had an inspection. We're guiding through everything. We're guiding through the inspection. This is what that means. Is it a big deal? Not the biggest deal. Like, we're doing all the work. And I just feel that, with all these lawsuits that are happening, they're almost trying to discourage buyer representation. But that's a problem, especially when you have flippers. No offense to them, right? Because they're just putting lipstick on a pig is the word that we're going to use. They make it look nice, but you need an engineer to get in there. And there's sometimes, and let's go to your story, because I remember you telling me that kind of stuck out in my mind.
Yeah.
When you bought your first house, tell about that experience. Tell me about how you got into contract, came out of contract before you're a realtor.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that story?
I was a realtor. I mean, that's the reason why I became a realtor. Because
well, can you talk about that? Because I remember when you said that, it struck a chord with me.
Yeah.
I wanted to share my experience, and I knew a little bit.
Yeah.
Imagine not knowing anything.
Yeah, I didn't know anything. I was busy working as a barback, helping, in a bar in downtown, and I didn't know anything about houses, mortgages, nothing like that. And I didn't have anybody to really educate me on
Well,
that.
give people context. You came from Dominican Republic when?
Yes.
What year?
I came from the Dominican Republic in 1992.
Okay, 92. So what year is this that you're looking at a house? You're at a bar back already. You're putting the cash money away because you're in the cash business, right?
Yes. We're looking at 2007.
Okay.
Yeah, 2007, 2000. Actually, 2004. Yeah,
Okay.
2004 when I bought the house. But I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
So somebody at the bar.
Well, give the experience.
Yeah, so
you're like, I want to buy a house.
This is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't looking into buying any property.
Oh, you weren't? Okay.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
But I had my family that was coming from the Dominican Republic. I had my wife that was coming and my daughter, and they were coming to United States. And I was living in an apartment where I was young. I had a friend, and we used to play music. And there was a neighbor on top of my apartment that she didn't like that we play music. So, she was an older lady, and what she did was she was throwing oil through the walls, and that oil was going on the window, on my window. My window was full of grease.
Oh my God!
So you had roaches, you had rats coming into my house, and there was no way to stop. And every time we were just playing a little music, or the music was loud, she was banging the
You were
floor.
playing the instruments, or you just playing music on the radio?
On the radio.
Oh, you just listen to music. Okay.
Not high or anything like that, but she was all banging the floor all the time. So I was, how am I gonna bring my family? How am I gonna bring my family here?
Yeah.
This way, where you cannot leave.
To this environment. Yeah.
This environment, and I was like thinking about that, and then my friend told me, one of my friends, he was not licensed. He said, Alex, listen. There's a house that I have in the Bronx that I'm selling. I was like, oh, really? Where? Oh, he said, right here.
You say he was not licensed?
It was not licensed.
I love how you threw that in there.
Not licensed. 171st and 3rd Avenue. I was like, so, how do I know if he's licensed or not?
Right.
That's one thing.
Nobody knows.
That's one thing that you got to find out. Is your realtor license?
Yeah.
Like that, if they're going to protect you as a buyer's agent. That's one thing that you got to learn. So he asked me, let's go and see the house and everything. Well, I'm not interested. I don't want to buy a house right now. I don't have the money. I have some money, but
not enough.
I probably need $100,000, $150,000. That's what I said to him.
Right.
No, you don't need $150,000 to purchase a home. I was like, no. What do I need? He said 3.5%. So I'm like, what?
Okay.
With 3.5%, I can buy a house? He's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, sounds good. Let's take a look at it.
Okay.
So I was under pressure that my family was coming, and I didn't want them to come to their apartment. That was something that motivated me or pushed me to go and see the house. So I went there. He was pushing me. let's go next week. I canceled that appointment.
Okay.
I wasn't into that. I was
Right.
in parties and things like that, and working and school and all that stuff. So I went to see the house the following week. I saw it was a brand new house, 2-family house, 3-bedroom duplex over 2. It has parking.
Nice.
It had a nice backyard and a private park behind the house. And when I saw that, I was like, well, this is good. My family's gonna be happy here. And I said, how much is this? It's 380,000. I was like, okay, wow, that's a lot of money. $380,000. Yeah, 380,000. So, oh my God, you think I'm gonna get this? I can get this house? Yeah. So I went and I was like, okay, no problem. So what do I need to do? He said, well, you bring me the paperwork, bring me your pay stubs and everything. So I brought everything to give it to him, and he brought it to mortgage lady.
So the loan guy.
Loan guy, loan lady,
The loan lady.
Yeah, the loan lady. I went to meet her. Yeah, this lady was so happy and excited and laughing. I was like, wow, I love this girl. She's so much great energy. Of course, you're gonna make a lot of money out of me. I don't know anything about buying a house, so it's like bring a little chicken over here. You can do whatever you want. Bring it, fish the table here, and I'm like, wow. So she's telling me, no, don't worry, we're gonna get you the loan. I was so all excited, happy that everything is going my way, and
Yeah, I'm
and
special.
I said, how about I'm special. How about and then he said, Alex, I'm gonna bring you to the broker because he didn't know what he was doing either.
Right.
So he just said, I'll bring you to my broker so you can meet my broker.
Right.
He'll talk to you about that. But I have questions. Yeah, he'll answer the questions for you. I was like, okay, no problem. I go there. I go to the guy. He's so quiet. Oh, sit over there. I'm waiting for him. He comes out, speaking very slowly. And so, so he said, so you want to buy the house? I was like, yeah, I want to buy the house. Okay, sign here. I was like, what am I signing? He said, oh, you sign an offer. Just sign an offer so you can get the house. I was like, okay, I signed.
He didn't explain anything.
Nothing,
Right.
nothing. And then I don't know what's going on. And he said, do you want to do inspections? I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
Well, you bring somebody to check the house. I tell you what, you shouldn't do inspection. It's gonna be a waste of money, waste of time. Don't do that. The house is in great condition. You don't need to do that. I was like, okay, so then I want to do it. So I sign up.
Pro tip.
Yeah.
This is why you need a buyer's agent. But go ahead.
You need a buyer's agent so they can, guide you through that. You have to do an inspection.
Yeah, tell you your
Even though
rights.
it's a brand new house, you got to do inspection.
Right.
So I went, I didn't do inspection on the house and everything. I didn't know what was going on. Then the seller is an investor, flipping the house.
Of course,
to me.
right.
Okay. So he's there. He meets me over there.
He's happy too.
Yeah, happy, very happy. Oh, why is everyone so happy? I'm in the house. This is jumping. This is partying. She's like drinking champagne, and I haven't done anything. What's going on here? I knew that there was something wrong, but I was like, well, I'm special, like you said.
Especially.
So it took me. They go sign contracts and everything, bring some money. I remember that this lady was telling me, you gotta bring, you gotta have this money here. You gotta bring me these checks. Things were happening so fast. I don't know what I was doing. So bring me the pay stub. By the way, you're gonna have, your closing cost is gonna be $18,000. So you're gonna have this. I was like, but you said that I had something called select concession.
Yeah,
I said, yeah, but still you gotta bring an extra $18,000. Okay.
Yeah,
no
I was saying,
problem.
but there's more.
But I don't have all that money. Well, you gotta do so. You gotta get it. I was like, okay. I gotta speak to my friend to get money to bring. It was like $18,000. So I gotta call my friend. I need $6,000 to borrow from you.
Even
And
though
then
I have
all of a
social
sudden-
concession, but it says not enough.
And then all of a sudden they give me the bad news. Listen, Alex, I'm sorry.
But this is after you gave him the checks, right?
Everything.
Gave him everything.
Down payment.
You thought you were going.
Yeah,
You thought you were going.
I got it. He said, Alex, I got to give you bad news. What happened? Well, you're going to need a cosigner. I was like, what is a cosigner? Oh, you need somebody to help you because you don't qualify by yourself. Everything, all the money that you make is cash.
Right.
We can report this. I was like, okay, so now I need a cosigner. He said, yeah, you got to find somebody. And then I spoke to my best friend, Heriberto Rodriguez, and I told her, Heriberto de la Cruz, sorry, and not Rodriguez, attorney, Heriberto de la Cruz. Heriberto de la Cruz, and I asked him what, that he needed help, and he said, no problem, Alex, let's do it.
He said, what's a cosigner?
Yeah, no problem. I said to him, listen, brother, I know this is crazy, but I need your help, and I'll take care of you. When I refinance
I'll
the
make it
house,
right. Yeah,
I'll make it right.
Yeah.
When I refinance the house, I'll help you out.
Right.
So that's what I did.
Okay.
He helped me, but before that, I get there,
Before you get to your cosigner.
before I got the cosign and everything,
Yeah.
I'm so happy I'm getting the house. They didn't do
You
inspection.
already told your family already?
Yes, I told
Okay.
him because my wife also had to ship him, so she has to send money from the Dominican Republic.
Wow, okay.
But she had a great job over there. She had to send money
Yeah.
for us to buy this house.
So she's already committed. She
She's
thinks
already
it's happening.
committed. Yeah, it's happening. And then all of a
So
sudden,
the pressure as a husband
oh,
really
yeah,
got.
everything is done. 3 weeks after they called me, Alex, I'm sorry, but you won't be able to get the house. I was like, what? What happened now? Well, we had I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
I already signed contracts,
Yeah.
but we had a buyer that was before you, and this person was gonna buy the house, and now he came back, so now he's getting the house. I was like, so what happens? I don't get the house? No, you don't get the house. Oh, okay, no problem. All right, no problem. I don't get the house. I just tired. I was
Keep
like,
going.
forget
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
So I left. I left everything alone, and I'm the type of person that if this thing doesn't happen today, I could have a deal right now, and it dies on the table right now, and let's say not I didn't lose, but I didn't make
Right.
$30,000, and that happened. For me, that happened that day. The next day, it's out of my head.
Right.
That $30,000 or
Short
whatever
memory. Yeah, absolutely.
is not in my head. Why? Because I don't let these little things affect my, the way I feel and things like that. So I
And
try
that's
to
what allows you to move forward. Yeah.
forward.
Absolutely.
It's like I forget about that right away, and then you can call me, Alex. The next day you can tell me, Alex, we closing. What are we closing? Oh, the deal from yesterday. Oh yeah, okay, let's close. So what happened with that was that this guy came in. He was the first buyer, and I wasn't able to get the house because he came back. I was like, okay, no problem, fine.
Even though now we know if you have a signed contract, it's enforceable, and Alex could be like, "No, fuck you guys, I'm keeping this house."
Yeah,
but
I didn't know
we
anything.
don't have any representative. We didn't have nobody explain it to you.
Nobody
Right.
explaining everything to me.
Who got you the attorney?
Who do you think got
The
me?
unlicensed realtor.
An unlicensed realtor and the broker that was dancing while I got the
Right.
divorce. So they got me the attorney as well. They got me the lender. No representation at all. I was
Right.
like lost. I was like, but for somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience, is not into I'm coming from the Dominican Republic. What it never went through my head I was gonna buy a house.
Yeah, no exposure to
And
it. Yeah.
and I wasn't thinking about a house. So I'm trusting my
Yeah,
friend
people.
that is not licensed. I'm trusting the lender that is very happy, the broker, and everyone is happy. So I think everything's going smoothly. Everything's gonna be fine. You know what happened? 2 weeks after, they called me again, Alex.
So 3 weeks they told you can't have the house,
and
and
then
2 more weeks later
they called me back.
Yeah.
And you know what they said to me? Alex, congratulations. Like, okay.
you closed.
Why? You getting the house? I was like, I'm getting the house. I said, yeah. You getting the house. You got to bring a little bit more money.
But wait, before you get too happy, we got a little more money.
You got to bring more money. So I closed on the house, and I remember sitting in front of the house, vacant, with 2 apartments on the first floor and 3 bedrooms upstairs. And I had to pay these loans every month. And I was like, oh my God,
How am I gonna do this? Right.
how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
And I don't have anybody to help me. And I was like, okay, we got to rent that apartment downstairs and everything. But, the whole thing is I got the house, but I didn't have any representation. But if you change things around where you have somebody that is helping you as a buyer's agent, this person is going to walk you through the process. Okay, we're going to see the house. If you like it, we're going to put an offer. If your offer gets accepted, then we're going to do an inspection. And then we're going to negotiate for you if there are repairs to be done.
Terms.
And
Yeah.
terms and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
But don't worry, because you put in $10,000, you put in $20,000, your money is protected. I was like, why? Okay, your money is going to be protected. It's going to be subject to inspection, subject to appraisal,
Subject to mortgage.
to clean title,
Right.
and a mortgage. I didn't know any of these things.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't know that back in 04, 05. Everybody was just
Flying.
loca.
Like crazy,
Yeah.
right? Here's the house. Thank you. Give me another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you do three to go? Yeah, 3 houses to go for this one. It was crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, so having an agent that can guide you through this process and teach you, where we start and when we're gonna finish, and
And teach you what these things
process.
mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these things, it was horrible. Not knowing and I was very naive. I didn't know anything, man. And I know there's a lot of people like that they don't know anything about the process of buying a house. But there is a process, and if you have an agent that takes care of you, that cares about you, not only about the commission that they're gonna make, that cares about you, they will walk you through the process and they teach you everything. They negotiate the property for you, and they do everything you need to know, so you feel comfortable that you're doing a smart transaction. Buying a house is the biggest purchase you're gonna make as a first-time home buyer. The biggest purchase in your life. We're talking about millions of dollars. $700,000, $800,000 in the Bronx. It needs to pay. It needs attention. It needs love. It needs care. and all that stuff, which I didn't have. And that's the reason, going back, Omar, why I became a real estate agent, because I said, can't be this way.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people are there that are right now looking to purchase a home and they don't know anything and nobody's helping them? You know, what I'm going to do, I'm going to become a real estate agent part-time. I'm going to put a team together of attorneys, lenders, inspectors, everyone, so we can give a better service to our community, to Latinos. Because if they went through like that with me, and they did that, what they did to me, to how many people they doing it to out there?
Absolutely. I mean, that was the '08 crisis.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, right?
how many
Luckily,
people?
you came out of it okay, but a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a buyer's agent is needed, is essential to have a buyer.
That's the front line. That's the
yeah.
first person you meet.
Yeah,
Like, I want to see a house. Okay, well, did you get a pre-approval? Oh, what do I mean? What do I need that for? I personally think I got into the banking game because of two things. One thing was my first loan was denied, right? So I was like, fuck you, right? So I got mad. And the second thing, I had people in the business, and they knew me going back to energy. And they were like, yo, Omar, you're like, yo, you have the liquor store, that's cool. The owner of a bank told me this. How much you make it there? I told him like 120. He goes, you can make 5 times that here. He goes, I got people making 5 times that, half as smart as you. I was like, and you speak English and Spanish. He was like, so you can double that. And I don't think it was an industry that was kind of marketed to Latinos. You know, the most mortgage banks in America at one point were on Long Island. Do you know that?
Yeah.
What?
Why was
lives
that?
out there? Well,
Everyone is coming from, all the lenders coming from Long
yeah,
Island.
because the lo atrevidos, you know, from
Yeah.
New York City, they start, and
yeah.
they learn the system, and they start going. But yeah, so that's where I got into it, and I feel that people need good representation, and even, believe it or not, and I don't know. I mean, you say you watch some of the stuff I do. Just having this conversation, if somebody watches this, will change somebody's life. They'll be like, you know what, this is what I have to do. Not, oh, I want to Instagram, I know how to do everything myself now. Nah, bro, like, let the professionals do what they do professionally. You know what I'm saying? You can always say, I know this, but there's so much information without understanding that people, you know, they think they know what these terms are. You know, like, I'm not going to go off on a tangent on commercial lending and stuff like that, but, you know, oh, what's debt? What's cap rate? What's debt? I mean, you don't know what it means, bro. It's okay. It's okay. Ask. Don't assume.
Well, that's the reason, Omar, why we, you know, if you, you know, in the Bible, it says it. You know, I'm gonna say in Spanish, and you can translate it in English.
Okay.
Mi pueblo perecerá por falta de conocimiento. How do you say that in English?
My town will perish for lack of understanding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to our community. Our community, they don't want to ask. They don't want to be educated.
They're embarrassed.
They're embarrassed.
They're embarrassed.
You know, because it's coming from we were kids. Remember?
Yeah.
Where we coming from when we were raised in a way that in our houses, if adults are talking and you say something, they will punish you. Before they would. You're not supposed to say.
Right.
You're not supposed to ask.
The adults are
supposed to say
speaking.
anything.
Right.
So it's coming from there.
I'll take it a step further for you.
Yeah.
What about Latinos, especially los machitas? You couldn't talk about money. You asked your father what he made, he kicked your ass. It was like an insult, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
how are we supposed to be financially literate? I talk to my kids about all the things I do all the time.
Yes.
Because, you know, knock on wood, we don't know what tomorrow brings. We could be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't live that way, but I feel that way. You know, I want them to know, like, you know, people say it different ways. You know, I want them to have some sort of game. Like, I don't want them to go into a place like your experience, my experience. I knew people. I didn't know really how it worked. I just knew I had to get it done. My wife was pregnant. I had to get a house. It was going to happen. A la buena mala, it was going to happen. I want them to know they walk into a place, you know, they can have some sort of understanding. I'm not saying they should be experts, but so somebody tells you something that doesn't make sense, you could put in your head, like, that shit don't make sense. like, I better get a second opinion, or I should go somewhere else. But as Latinos especially the ones that come first generation over, you know, they're happy to be here. My mother was just happy to be here. Buying a house, never on her radar. She was just working, pay the rent.
Yeah.
I said, Mom, let's buy a house. For real? She was like, why? I was talking about taxes. I went to NYU. I met so many people, you know, on a different economic scale. These people are multimillionaires, you know, so you sitting there, you're talking to them and you're like, what? This is real life? They're like,
That's
really?
yeah.
Like,
Wow.
and that opened my mind up. So when
Yeah.
I came back to the
have some of
block.
that?
Yeah, I came back to the block, and the block was like, yo, Ma, you know we could do this, right? And she was like, no, you got, like, we could do this. And I guess that's where I got my my gumption from, my ambition from, because I was around other people
Yes.
that were doing it, and they weren't being like, we were college kids, but they just talking about their life. They weren't being like, they weren't judging me. They were just, this is what we do. Oh, like, you don't do that. And I'm like, nah, no, we don't do that. Like, and but it opened up my mind and opened up my eyes. And I think we need more conversations like this. We need panels like this. Just us talking about how we did it.
Yeah.
And whether there's business or no business, it doesn't matter. I think the true value would be the educational component. Just to give people, hey man, I know sometimes I get nervous too. Like as I do bigger deals, as you do bigger deals, the zeros move over. So I don't care who you are, you get a little nervous, but you push on, right? You push on, you go forward. And as you start closing or accomplishing these goals, now bigger and bigger things don't seem so far away anymore. Everything seems attainable because you keep moving closer.
Exactly.
Right. And it doesn't have to be a judgmental thing. Going back to, people from our culture. A lot of it, alguna vez they let their pride get in the way of everything.
Yeah, yeah.
They
don't want to ask.
Right.
They don't want to. They think that asking questions is probably bothering somebody, but it's not. Mm-hmm. Actually, you need to get yourself educated. Mm-hmm. If you see right now, we are growing. The Latino community is buying more houses every day.
Let me say this.
Yes.
We are the backbone of America,
yes.
the Latinos. Just so you guys understand, nobody wants the jobs that everybody's complaining that, Latinos, they take all these jobs. You saw what happened in Florida. Nobody wanted those jobs anyway. They got the Latinos out. Now they're trying to get them back in.
Yes.
It wasn't like they were taking the best job, but they were doing the jobs that nobody else wanted.
We are passionate about what we do. We are passionate about we take pride on our work, on our job. So that's why they look and that's why they see on us. We Latinos, we're growing, we're doing bigger things, but we're not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough. And the reason why is because we need to get educated.
Yes.
We need to do shows like this, like you said, podcasts like this, so we can educate our community in terms of obtaining a home. When I bought this house, it was so crazy. They thought I was crazy because I bought this house in the South Bronx. I didn't know much.
You know anything about anything?
And the agent didn't tell me, Alex, listen, if you buy this house over here, make sure you buy some guns and stuff like that.
And bulletproof.
They didn't tell me that. This is the best house for you, Alex.
You're like, yeah.
Your wife is coming. You got to get this house. Okay, let's get it. Yeah. But then after that, I bought a small building, it was like 12 room. It was a roomy house, 12 rooms, right? Okay. And since this agent, which is really a friend of mine, and I love him. Because
he's still your friend now?
Yeah, he looked
great.
out for me. I mean, he didn't know either, but I don't blame him on anything because the broker is the one to blame because the broker was the one that was supposed to
he knew better.
Take care of me,
right?
Not the agent that's not licensed,
right?
So basically, I don't.
So basically, your friend was, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, un buscador. They say that in Dominican Republic all the time. They look for the ball players, un buscador.
Eso es lo que era. Entonces he wanted to make money, but he also, he saw an opportunity that he can sell me a house. But he so good that he sold me a building, the same building he sold it to me. But I want to buy this building, bro. I just bought a house. Yeah. He's good.
It was soon?
Yeah, like 6 months after I bought my house.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I was like, he saw, Alex, if you did this, and he never owned a house. He never bought a house. He still, at this day, he doesn't own a house. Then he sold me a building, and I was like, brother, how am I going to buy this building if I don't have any money? Are you crazy? Don't worry.
The loan lady.
No money down. No, this is another guy, commercial. It was commercial, 9 units, no money down. I said, you're not going to buy any money. Yeah, exactly. You're not going to put any money from your pocket, and you don't have to pay closing costs. I was like,
what?
Really? Is that real? Yeah. I was like, okay, so let's do it. And then, I was just crazy like that.
Damn, you're men.
Yeah, let's do it. So I did the closing. I didn't bring any penny from my and you know how much money I came out with $14,000 out of the closing.
To you?
Yeah, because they had to give me the deposits from all these people.
The rental tenants, right?
And then
the lease deposits.
Yeah, and the lease deposits. And then I'm talking to my white boys in downtown Manhattan, telling him what I'm doing. They thought I was crazy. You buy these properties in the South Bronx, and they're white guys and everything, and they were like, "You crazy? You're gonna get killed."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, it's already too late. I already did it.
I'm already there.
I already bought it."
Yeah.
And I was like, and I was thinking all the time, hold on a minute, did I do something wrong? Let me see, I bought this property, has 12 tenants. I didn't put any money to buy it, and I came out with $14,000. What's wrong about it? I still don't see it.
Right.
I'm still thinking. Of course, the property needed a lot of work and a lot of stuff. I, had my friend that doesn't know about construction helping me out to put some stuff, and I was helping me, doing like, gas pipes and stuff. I'm like, you done this before? Don't worry,
Unlicensed gas
I got a
work?
guy that helped me. I already saw. No, I saw how he was doing it. We're gonna.
I
do it
watched him
together.
really well.
Oh my God! And we
So I'm
got
basically
it.
licensed.
Yeah. But I had so much. I had too much pressure. I had the job. I had the house that I bought. I had that building. And I
Did
had
the
my
wife come already?
Yeah, wife
Okay.
is here, and my daughter. My wife, when she saw that building, she wanted to kill me. She was like, "Alex, you crazy? Why did you buy this?" And I was like, "But I thought it was a good thing." No, it's not a good thing. You got all these people over there, single guys, bums, and all that stuff. I was like, "Okay, let's sell it." So in a year, I got rid of it. I made like $46,000, but
And you made money on it.
I made $46,000.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. I mean, I put in about 10,000, 15,000, but I make some money on it.
Right.
But I could have kept it. It was by Alexander Avenue, by Third Avenue.
Yeah.
Next
By the
to
Bruckner?
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking
amazing
about.
property.
Yeah.
But like again, I didn't have anybody to tell me to teach me, Alex, this is what you got to do. Why don't you do this in this building? Like I tell my clients. Remember when I came in, I was talking to somebody in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
What was
yeah.
he saying? Alex, I have money. I need to put it somewhere.
I need to do something with this. Yeah, I need you to come down. Yeah.
So I didn't have anybody to guide me and tell me you can do this, you can do that. I didn't have any. So that's the reason why I had to sell it. Otherwise, I could have kept it if I had somebody to tell me what I had to do. Don't worry, keep it. We're gonna refinance it. Take this money, put it into something else. We're gonna put programs over here. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix that. You getting? I had a super over there that he didn't care.
do anything,
I was,
yeah.
so a lot of things, but I didn't have anybody to guide me.
Right.
And that's the reason why we have to look for professionals that can help us.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
people like you,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we can sit down and you can run, give us a panorama of how we are here and how we can get here.
Yeah,
and how we can solve these problems in
understanding of how it
between.
all works, right?
Yeah. Like for example, I send you while I was driving here. What did I send you? What did you get?
You
from
sent
me?
me the video and you sent me client's information.
Client's information.
Yeah.
Remember that client that I was talking to you about?
Yeah.
What's going on with that client? The client is being late for, they're not late. They frustrated. They have a 4-family house. They want to move out. They missed some payments before. They have an attorney that he's trying to
Modify,
do
whatever.
a foreclosure or something like that. But they have so much equity in this property. And I mentioned that to you. And
Yeah.
you told me, Alex, don't worry.
Let me
we
see
can
it.
help them.
Yeah.
Right? So finding solutions for our clients. We are professionals. That's what we do. We got to find solutions for our clients. You came to my office. You told me what you do, what you guys do, all these programs, beautiful programs that we can offer to help our community. Now we're helping somebody that instead of losing a house, now we're going to be able to save the house and they'll be able to buy another property.
Yeah, stabilize
Because
the
you're gonna help 'em.
asset, and if they want to sell it, at least they sell it on their terms.
Exactly.
And not lose it to the bank.
Or refinance it.
Yeah.
And take money out and do something else. Get a higher interest rate. Now you take money out because they want to be out. They want to leave. They don't
Okay.
want to do. So this is actually where we come in to help our community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell him what's possible. I think going back to '08 and the mortgage crisis, Puerto Rico was really, really weird. So New York obviously is a pro tenant, and 90% of everything is possession in New York City, right? So in New York City, what I'm saying by that, and Chris Cabanillas, you taught me a lot. You can be in a property for a decade. If you're negotiating with the short sale or the short pay or the modification. I'm going back to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a great example of proud people that don't have an education. So when the foreclosure crisis hit Puerto Rico, they would get, if anybody's ever been foreclosed on before, the bank usually sends you a stack of papers, right? They'll leave it on your front door, right?
Yep.
It's very intimidating if you don't know what you're looking at. So basically a foreclosure is the bank is suing you for the money that you owe them. That's what that is. It's a lawsuit. So a lawsuit takes time. In Puerto Rico, people would get those packages and just leave the house. because they didn't know.
No, you
They
don't.
don't. They would just, oh, I guess we're leaving. They move out.
Wow.
That's what I saw in Puerto Rico and 08, 09, a lot of empty houses.
But it happened here too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Latinos. Yeah,
Yeah, a
Latinos.
lot
They
of
got
Latinos. It
scared.
happened
They
here.
get
They
scared.
move to other states and they leave the house and they don't care
They
and
get
they don't
scared.
know.
They don't know their rights.
And even, you know that they will leave these properties even with equity,
I'm sure.
like $200,000, $300,000 because they thought I lost the house already. They're already taking my house and they're scared to ask. They're scared to. They don't want people to know their situation.
Yes, they're embarrassed.
The financial situation,
Yeah.
and they think they're gonna be judged by this. We have to find out. We always we gotta ask. I have this situation right now. I've been late for 2 or 3 months, or maybe a year,
What can
or
I
maybe 2 years. What can I do to get back up on my feet?
Yeah, what are
do
my
I have to
options
do?
at the bank?
What are the options? I want to keep my house. What do I do?
Right.
And ask.
Yes.
Find the right people, and that's
Yes.
why we're here. Thanks God, you speak Spanish as well. I
Yeah,
speak Spanish.
absolutely.
We are here to help the Latino community
Yeah,
on
yeah.
all these questions. We done the job already. We did the legwork. We have the right people. We have the attorneys. We have the processors. We have even contractors that can people that we trust. Because sometimes that's the thing. You know how many stories I hear about. This contractor took my money.
Yeah.
He came here and to fix the bathroom and everything. They run with my money. How many times I hear that all the time? This is like something it happens every day.
Yeah.
So how do you get the right contractors, the right people talking to us? Because we already went through there.
Right. And we're
So-
going to refer you people that we know are going to do
we
the job.
want to refer the people that are trustworthy, that we know that they're not going to harm our community. And we are here to offer that for free. I mean, we know we wanna help. So
Right.
whatever they need, either like I was saying, a contractor, a lender, an inspector, somebody, an expediter, somebody even to take the trash out from their house, remove
Rubbish
garbage.
removal. Yeah.
All that stuff. We have all these people already people that we trust. Remember, we already pay a price for that.
Yeah. We've already
went
we've taken the bumps that you don't want to take.
Exactly.
And we've been doing this close to 15 years.
Yeah,
15 maybe more.
Yeah, 15, 16
And
years.
what people have to understand is that a lot of people. Well, you know what? Here's a pro tip for the guys that are kind of getting into the business right now. Even though less people coming into the business now because it's getting a little hard, is that if you actually are of service and provide value to your community, people will want to do business with you. It will not be just a sale. It will not be, hey, you need me to. They're gonna come back because I've gotten the call. Look, you help my mother. I want to buy a house. Can you help me with my financing? Do you know somebody who can show me houses? Do you know who a good insurance guy I can talk to? Do you know an inspector I can speak to? Do you know a title company? Do you know an attorney? You become the guy, right? By being of service, by giving.
Yes.
That's where people come back to you, be like, yo, this guy, I had a really good experience, right? It becomes that. The client remembers the experience. I had a really good experience. Let me ask him, maybe he can help you, right? Maybe you, like my clients that we closed last week, and my wife's clients, they had the greatest experience, And at the end of the day, besides the money part, I feel that is what makes people loyal, and that's what they become fanatics. They become your fans, and they tell all their friends because they had such a good and going back to like people marketing. How do you get new clients? By doing really good business.
Exactly.
By doing really good business, you'll always have clients. But it has to be sincere. It can't be on some today I'm giving, tomorrow I'm taking. You always have to be giving, and it will work itself around. But I think I can speak to you like that because you've been doing this for a long time and you have similar experiences to me. Some guys or girls who may have started a little later in the business, I see a different attitude. I see a different, almost like a little uppity attitude. Like, no, my time, my time, my time. I was like, but if you have no skills, you have no business, your time isn't worth anything. No offense. I mean, and of course, that conversation doesn't go well. I'm like, yo, it ain't worth nothing. How many clients do you have? None. So what's your time worth? What are you busy doing?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that becomes the thing.
But right now, Omar, through the situation that we're going right now with high interest rate, right?
Yes.
We're going through that. And also, that a lot of people, I heard some big numbers, 30% of lenders and realtors are leaving the industry, right?
Oh, yeah.
So people say, okay, how do I keep up? How am I busy right now? And you are busy right now in these times that we have. It's because we are focusing on serving and giving great service to people. So this is something that comes from the back. The
Mm-hmm.
reason why you're busy right now, the reason why I'm busy right now is because we've been giving great services through years.
Yes.
And we never go hungry because the deals they fall on the table for us.
Right.
Somebody calls you, Alex, I want to sell the house. Another agent calls you, Alex, can you please, let's do this deal together. Like I said, I get listings from other brokers that they want to sell these properties with me.
Right.
They get listings from lenders that call me for referral. They give me referrals. 98% of my business is referrals.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because we get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
We get it done. But not only we get it done, we also have happy clients, happy seller, happy buyers, because we do a great job. So that's why right now, whoever is suffering right now, even if you come into the industry right now and you've been just thinking about your money and not helping customers, you don't care about good service and everything, yeah, you're going to have to leave the industry, because right now, whoever stay is the one that really care about customer service, who really care about the interest of the client.
Yeah.
And
I
if
mean,
we've
the
been doing
real
it,
the real players in the market,
the
really.
real
The guys
players.
who really play this game. In 2019, 2020, interest rates were so low that 2020, 2021, anybody could have written a loan, right? And people were calling off to say, "Oh, I got a lender, I got a lender." Everybody's selling 2%. Nobody's really selling anything. Everybody's
Yeah,
just giving.
yeah.
But I would stay busy, and I think 2023, 2021, I did multiple transactions with one client in particular. My average interest rate, it was a very special situation, unique situation. My average interest rate was 12% because he needed a certain amount of money in a certain amount of time real quick. And all these guys were, 2%, 2%. I'm like, I get it. But my average interest rate was 12% in 2021, where everybody's average was 2%. Of course, I do niche lending. I do specialized lending, but I get it done, right? So it wasn't about, he's like, I don't want to lose my deposit. He had $600,000 on deposit. He was like, I don't want to lose my deposit. How do we make this happen? I was like, well, let me see your tax return. I was like, I don't look good. I go, how much money in cash? He goes, nothing. But I got all his property. I said, I got you. I started doing my magic. Guys in 2021, everybody was doing open houses. Everybody was doing this.
Yeah.
Everybody, cash over closing. It was
Yeah,
great. It was
crazy.
unsustainable.
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 So those realtors that were there, and a lot of lenders that came in, a lot of people that wanted to do lending, a lot of people that wanted to become realtors
Because it was easy.
It was easy. Not
Not
anymore.
anymore. Right.
Not
Now
anymore.
you have to actually have work a
So,
little bit.
Yeah. So most of them, they going back to work now.
Right.
And who stays? The strong realtors, the strong
survive.
lenders, the ones that are really, doing the right thing for the clients. And that's basically it. You do the right thing for your clients, for your buyers, you got business forever, for the rest
Absolutely.
of your life. Just do the right thing. Forget about take the money part out of it.
Yeah.
Concentrate on giving great service, great education, help your clients with everything they need. My buyers become friends,
Family.
family.
Yeah.
Who I stay with them all the time.
You gotta be
and
available to
I don't
them.
leave them alone. Like I decided closing last week, and this person, from Ecuador, bought a house, and I told them already, don't worry. I'm not gonna leave you alone. I know you have an apartment that needs to get rented. I know you have to write a lease for the person upstairs, and I'm gonna come next week to show you how to do the layout on the apartments and what you need to do and what so you don't. Since I have experience, flipping houses and everything, I don't want him to put that money on places that he doesn't need to put them.
Right.
So I'm gonna meeting with him and tell him this is what you got to do here, this is what you got to do there, so he can save money, so he could do better, so he can buy more houses.
Right.
So guess what? This guy said to me, Alex, all my friends that are looking to buy houses, they're going through you, and also, if you want to do some flips or something like that, whatever, I have money, Alex. Let's
Let me
do
know.
it.
Yeah.
Let me know. So that's how you build.
Yeah,
That's how you
relationships.
build through relationships. You have people calling you, like the guy that called me from Pennsylvania. Alex, I got money here. We got to put it somewhere. Now this guy said, Alex, I got money here. What do I do? So some people think, oh, you are so lucky. Oh, how you get this? How you get? Well, it has to do with you. It has to do on what is really that you are there looking for. Are you looking to take advantage of people, or are you looking to help
Are you looking to
people?
help? Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
That's
once
what
you see
becomes.
that, you get blessed.
Yeah.
I'm very blessed,
Yeah.
and I thank God for I'm very blessed everywhere, with the family, with my friends, with the business, very, very blessed, and that's something that I've been building for a long time, and just trying to do the right thing for people. I got when I was working at McDonald's, guys. Remember, I used to work at McDonald's. I used to put my friends to work over there. I have friends that didn't have anything. I used to put them over there to work over there. I recommend them to work in McDonald's. Then I moved to restaurant downtown
Then you went
to
you
work.
said everybody go
Then
to a
I
restaurant.
bringing all my friends as
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
to work there. There are people that I help. I don't know.
You're
People
pulling
that,
up the rest of the crew.
yeah,
Right? Yeah.
there was somebody that after years he told me, Alex, wow, incredible. Alex, I remember when you got me this job. I was like, what?
I got you the job.
Yeah, I got you this job over here at the restaurant. Yeah, but anyway, how do I know you? Where do you come from? It's funny because
Yeah.
I was thinking, how do I know Domingo? And Domingo was like, he told me this thing. I was like, wow, doing the right thing. Talk about doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Even with buyers and sellers, that's fine. But also with other realtors.
Mm.
I got two realtors that approached me. One that said to me, Alex, you know why, and they're very successful, both of them. Both of these realtors, one of them said to me, Alex, that when I first started doing real estate, you were the only agent that really treat me like, like a professional. Because, sometimes you have a listing, you don't want to show it, you don't want to share it, you don't want to share the commission, you don't want to share with anybody. And if you are a newer agent, some agents will treat you like
Nothing. Yeah.
like nothing,
Yeah, I've
right?
seen that. Yeah.
So I said to this, he told me, Alex, that's the reason why I saved your number. That's the reason why I'm motivated, and he told me about that story. I was like, wow, I don't remember that. Yeah, I don't remember that. He's, yeah, it was a house on Nelson Avenue, whatever. Okay, great. Well, and we do business together. Now the realtor had a meeting the other day from I think it was Nahrep, and at that meeting with Lisa, and so Lisa was having a meeting, and we were a few people there, and then this guy, his name is Richard, across the table, he said, Alex, it's a pleasure to meet you. I was like, hey, a pleasure. What? How do I know you? You don't remember me? You don't remember me? No, I don't remember you. How? Well, remember this house a long time ago. You gave me access. You told me what to do. You wanted to make the deal with me and everything. That's how I kept your number. So, talking about blessings, where are these blessings coming from? It's for what you do out there. You
Absolutely.
out there, right? Any little thing that you do out there, to help people, all those blessings are coming back to you.
I say this all the time. It's really what you do and how it affects people, because the conversations about you when you're not in the room are really the most important conversations.
Yes.
Right? Because, when you're there, everybody's going to be like,
Yes.
politically correct. Oh, no, how you doing? But it's when you're not in the room. If you do the right thing,
If you do the right
they'll
thing,
have the right conversations about you. You'll get the opportunity.
you get the opportunity.
Or if they see your phone or or your phone number or your name on a listing, you might get a second look. Or they'll be like, you know what? I like Alex. Let me see what his buyer has. Let me see what his offer
and they try
is.
to make it, even though sometimes they could have their own deal,
Yes.
their
Yes.
own buyer.
Yes.
But you come up and they say, wow, I haven't done a deal with Alex
Yeah, in a while. Yeah.
in a while. And, and he gave me a few properties before, and I did close. This one, I'm just going to give it to Alex.
Yeah.
Let him close
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And that comes from what we do out there, how we behave, how do we treat people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we become blessed.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
way I see it.
Yeah. Treat people like you want to be treated.
Exactly.
And, I always talk about this. I always walk into a place and I'm like, if I gave more than I got, I did my job.
Exactly.
Give more than you get. It'll all even out eventually. Don't keep score, right? But just be in that giving mindset. And people, they want to reciprocate that. They're like I said, I've had conversations with people, hey man, you should do this, this, and this. Why don't you go to Chase with that loan? That loan's an easy loan. Go to Chase.
Exactly.
No. Fuck Chase. Fuck Chase. I know if I come see you, I want to talk. Like they really they treasure that. They treasure that connection.
They wouldn't deal with anybody but you.
Right. Exactly.
One day I had a closing, and when we closed already, that we're leaving the table, the seller approached me and said, Alex, I need you to help me. I was like, well, what's going on? He said, listen, Alex, I only make $8,000 on this deal. After I sold my house, I thought I was gonna make more money, and can you help me out?
You the listing agent?
I was the listing agent.
Okay.
I was like, okay, so how can I help you? I was charging, I was making 3%. I offered 2% to whoever sold it, and the agent made 2%. I made 3%, and then he told me, can you help me out with something? So Okay, hold on a minute. Let me talk to Sergio. Sergio Cavalli was your attorney. I said, Sergio, can you do me a favor? From my commission, cut me a check, just reduce it, give me $5,000. Give $5,000 to the seller at the table.
Mm.
And some people probably think that I'm crazy.
Mm.
I don't care. I do whatever I want. So I gave him the $5,000. And he was so happy, this guy, because I was making 3%, and he didn't make money. He wanted to move and things like that. By then, I didn't know much about, to be honest with you, about, I was just selling houses.
Was it early in your career?
Yeah.
Earlier in
Early
your
my
career? Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So I didn't know much. I know I was gonna making 3%. I didn't check how much money.
Yeah, you didn't
how
know
much
nets,
he
man.
owed,
You didn't know
none
any of
of
that.
that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I got you.
So I was like, okay, no problem. So I did it.
Net
And
to client, that's a big
net,
thing.
Yeah, net to client, very important. Net to client, how much they're gonna take after you commission, after this,
After
that.
paying the water
Yeah,
bill and all that. Yeah,
exactly. So it happened, and then all of a sudden, a month after, he's calling me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alex, hey Ray, what's up? What's going on? How's everything? Did you move? Yeah, everything's good. Listen, my neighbor wants to sell his house. I said, really? He said, yeah, he wants to sell his house. He wants to meet you today. Can you pass by? I said, yeah, I passed by today. Passed by today. Passed by the house. Met the seller. Gave me the house for sale. Put on the market. Was on the market for 2 weeks. No phone calls.
Mm.
Somebody calls. Alex, I want to see the house. I was complaining why they're not gonna, the agents are not showing my house.
Right.
I put on the market. It's a good price. Why
nobody's looking at it?
people are not bringing clients, offering 2%, whatever. And this client calls, this customer calls, this buyer. I bring him to the house. He likes the house. I sold the house. There was 5% commission. I make the whole amount,
Mm-hmm.
double. How do you say it? Double.
Dual side,
dual
full
side.
boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said it a different way. Yeah. More street side. Yeah. So I got paid from both sides.
Yeah.
And I made my 5% commission on that deal.
Okay.
And you go like, okay, how did it happen? You're a lucky guy.
No.
Again?
I picked up the phone.
I did something.
Oh.
What did I do? This seller
You
said
gave
that
good service to the guy who sold the last house.
yeah, he wanted
He loved you so
$5,000.
much. Yeah.
Here's $5,000. But it's the blessing.
So the 5 got you what?
The 5 got me $35,000.
There you go. The 5 got
so
you 35.
what does God says
Yeah,
again? He'll multiply things for you 10 times
Mm-hmm.
when you give.
Right.
When you give, it gets multiplied by 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it happening many times.
Mm-hmm.
When you help somebody, your blessings get multiplied 10 times.
All right. Your blessings get multiplied. So give, and you shall receive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Give without expecting anything.
Yeah.
Just give without expecting anything.
But it has to be who you are, right?
Exactly.
You got to kind of incorporate that into your personality,
Yeah.
right? Because it can't just be business. It has to be life. You got to give. You just got to give, Like, I'm the sucker every time, I'm driving on a highway and somebody's on the side. I'm always like, my kids are like, oh, I'm like, yo, yeah, it is what it is, man. I was like, yo, if that was me, I would love me right now. Because,
Exactly.
I tell them all the time, you know what it would take for me to be on the side of the road asking for money? Like, shit must be fucked up. Like, let's be honest here. So have empathy. Have empathy.
I don't really care about if they doing it to do whatever they want, just
Well,
give
that's
them,
the thing, because it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with you.
Exactly.
And that's
Some
the lesson.
people say, don't give them any money because it's going to use it to smoke, this and doing that and whatever. I mean, that's his problem.
Yo,
Whatever he use
if
it
he
for.
wants to get off the road and go smoke one because shit's depressing, I get it. No offense. You know what I'm saying? No offense.
Everyone is depressed.
No offense, right? Like, go ahead, man. I hear you. I feel you, brother. I feel you.
No. It's the mentality. It's the mindset like we were talking about. I think that whoever you can help, out there that is going through a situation, you don't need to tell anybody about what you do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you said, it's you.
Yeah.
You are the one that feels the satisfaction. You don't have to share that satisfaction with anybody. It's for you.
Right.
For personal soul.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you feel
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. It's good for your soul. If you can, you should.
Exactly.
Right? And I mean, I'll give you another piece, because some people take it to the next level and they need to hear this. So you give as much as you can without hurting yourself, because some people give so much and then they get mad. Oh, yo, bro, nobody told you to give that much. Dude, give what you can. Don't, I can't pay my mortgage because I gave. Nah, like, I know it sounds weird, but people are that retarded sometimes. It just gets that bad. They like, yo, bro, why would you give? Oh, well, I felt like giving. So if you felt like giving, that's what it is, man. Like, go make some more so you can pay your bills. But, it becomes a negative thing because they give so much because they're thinking something's going to happen. And that, again, is the wrong reason. The reason is to give because you can. Right, and that's it, and it stops right there.
Look, business, and I'm not afraid to say our business is sometimes you're up here, sometimes down here. Sometimes you have $30,000 in the bank. Sometimes you have zero. Sometimes you have minus. Your account is negative.
The life of an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
there it is.
That's what it is. Up and down,
yeah,
up and down.
Right.
And I'm not gonna say this because I'm trying to get credit or anything. Like sometimes, one day or two, I don't remember. I only had $1 in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And I hang out 2 weeks without money in my pocket because, I buy everything with credit cards over there. But you're going through situations sometimes. And I don't want to change. I don't want to say what I did because I don't want people to know that. But I want to say something in the Bible.
Okay, say something else.
I want to say something
in the Bible, okay.
Yeah, the Bible says, I read something in the Bible. And I'm sorry, I'm not saying I'm sorry. I love talking about God because all my friends, every time we talk, my investors, my big people that I talk to, sometimes we start talking. We got to talk about business and we start talking about God, and then business is last. We started talking about what God is doing, what the Bible says and everything. Then we'll talk about business later. And it's not something planned. It just happens natural. And that's the reason why it's happening right now. There's something here, that kind of motivating to talk about this. But in the Bible says, I think I heard it on TikTok. There was one time where people were bringing la ofrenda.
Offerings, yeah.
Offerings, right? They're bringing it, and there were rich people bringing a lot of money. But there was one lady that only had $2. This isn't back then, I'm going to say dollars. And she gave the $2 a la ofrenda, right? And Jesus said, this is very interesting. The lady that gave the $2 gave more money than everyone else.
Because it was her last $2.
The last $2.
Yeah.
The other ones gave millions of whatever they gave.
Yeah.
But the one that gave everything they had, which only $2, she was the one that gave more than everybody.
Right.
So I just want to say that, for food for thoughts, like they say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Food for thought. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. On that note, today has been a really, really dynamic podcast. Thank you for your time. Alex, where can people find you? Please speak to the camera. Tell them where they can find you, the best way to connect with you if they need to buy or sell anything or have any questions.
Yes, if you have any questions, doesn't matter what it is, regarding real estate, or you need whoever you need that has to do, like somebody to help you renovations, or an attorney, or somebody to do expedite, that you have violations in your house, you have tenants. For free, you can call me. If I don't answer the phone, you can text me and I will answer back. But I'm located in the Bronx, in Pelham Bay, and also I do business in Connecticut. And my office address is 1644 Mayflower Avenue in Pelham Bay. 1644 Mayflower Avenue. And if you want to call me to ask me questions or anything you need, if you want to sell, if you want to buy, I have a team set up. So I'm not too busy. I'm never too busy to help you out. I always have time. I might not be able to answer right away, but I can help you. You text me or you can leave a message. I'm going to return my phone calls. I return my phone calls to everybody. And my phone number is 646-326-3146, 646-326-3146. And if you want to send referrals from all around the country, we have a team to help you as well. And we speak Spanish. And we have a great team to help you and give you the best service you can ever have. Thank you so much.
Wait, give me your Instagram too.
Huh?
Give me your Instagram too.
Give you an Instagram?
Give you the Instagram, your Instagram.
You know what? I'm not really good with technology.
All right, so I'll tag you on Instagram. Don't worry about it. Perfect. All right, guys, and we're out. Thank you.